guys here. How you doing? What do we have here? The beast is back from the blasters. And according to the blasters, it's one of the most rust-free combis that that I've taken him in a while. I don't know how many other people take him combis, but yeah, it's pretty dry, pretty solid. Good roof. Yeah, actually the guy that's next door to the blasters in Gatton there, he's a combi guy. Well, not anymore, but like it's funny, as he's gotten older, he's now wants a bit of comfort, so he's got a fully decked out bloody air-conditioned ute thingy. But anyway, he has taken his various VWs like to Popol's Corner and bloody across the Simpson Desert and that, like decades ago, ages ago. And yeah, so he was particularly chuffed with this thing. He thought it was a work of art. Wow, when it's finished, even more so. So yeah, so I'm going to. They don't like hitting the middle of the panels, which is great because I don't want them to hit the middle of the panels. So I'm going to manually remove that by hand. You know what filler's there and all that, and this has all been cleaned out. All the welds and that have been cleaned out. So if there was any corrosion in there, it's all sorted now. So now I can epoxy that, and then in a few days we can start filling it. Yeah, so the you know, the center of the nose, it's a risky area, so you know, easy to sand that manually anyway. So same as the door here, but yeah, like if you look at the you know, the dog legs and the deformation panel, and, oh, hang on, I just got to shorten this up a bit. You know, and the gutters, all super clean, and yeah, you can't ask for more than that, really. So floors, you know, like a few dents, you don't worry about that, and the Ernie's been doing a sheet metal mods as he needs to anyway, and subframe mods and all the rest. So really, you know, that's just where the it's been modified for different seats, etc. Anyway, so really, it's pretty much. Oh, when I say rust-free bus, we found one spot where they all rust, and usually the right side's worse than the left side. So yeah, so we had basically everything blasted there. Yeah, so all the inside. Oh, they even did in where the fuel tank goes. Yeah, so that's cool. I just thought I'd give you an update. So we are going to get this in some epoxy right now. So, oh, I just saw that before. Hang on. Oh, there we go. We found some, Andrew. We found some rust. Yeah, so it's tiny. So yeah, that's what it takes. Blasting is a good way of going. So you know, even though it's like everything's still sort of decked out in here, that's neither here nor there. It's all going to be customized, so to speak. So, and I'll tell you what. Driving this thing around on a trailer, you might as well have had a naked lady on the back because the heads were swiveling. People can't believe what they're seeing. Like jacked up combis, there's a few around, but they're still pretty rare. But then when they see the spare wheel holder, and then they, you know, the carrier on the back, the wheel carrier, and then they just see this, and it's just like that. So yeah, crazy amount of attention. It's going to get even more attention when we paint this sucker camouflage. So we can't wait. It's going to be our first camo job. So yeah, looking forward to getting a bit, well, I wouldn't say creative, but yeah, making some shapes. So alrighty, we will talk to you later. Hey, Grego's here. How you going? It's a beautiful day. What can I say? We've had the lightest sprinkle of rain, but we really need some more. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about weather like small talk when you're out and about and you see something. Oh yeah, how's the rain? Yeah, it's good having a bit of rain, eh? So yeah, I'm not up for that during these videos. What are we doing? Oh wow, BHP. That's some heavy stuff. Right, so Eclectic, we're back on board, back on track. Back from the sandblasters. So I painted basically this. We took this off the car, better access to everything, and this is sitting upside down, which is just as important to get everything coated, all surfaces coated. So this is our PR250 epoxy. Yeah, so this is, they got about 90% of it with the sandblasting, so that's cool. Upside down, get all that coated, and then tomorrow I'll flip it. Like, I can't hang that off my bar, it's bloody heavy that. So and the door here, wow, that was all stripped back, and oh god. So then yeah, so this has got a few scars that were hiding under filler. So nothing really major, at least it's not full of rust, I'll give it that much. So this corner looks like it might have dropped on the door. We've got to bend that back out and do a bit of work on it to get that straightened up. Now with this one, this was a bit, you can see the sandblast finish around the outside, and this here we sanded by hand, and there was a few bits of surface rust on it, and like after grinding that wouldn't come off, so it's in the metal. So we used some stuff like this. This is really good. So you can see that it's turned the tiny rust spots to black. Now that actually, I just brush it on and let it dry, and then that actually gets all sanded off, and the rust spots will stay dead. So they're gone. Having said that, this is a bit too much there. So that's going to be, we'll have to weld that up. Cut a patch out and weld it up. So that's that. We had enough room for one door here. So we got that done. You can see a few battle scars on the front. Yeah, so we got some, I'm going to get the puller out, the dent puller, and pull that out across there and work on this. It's usually all about access, and we have a bit of access there because everything's sort of been cut away. So we've got everything epoxied, and yeah, so this is the stuff. This is what you need. No, not tomato sauce. Right, so it used to be called Epinamel PR250. Then the company got taken over, like Wattle. That part got taken over by Sherwin-Williams, biggest paint company in the world virtually. Macropoxy they call it now, so it is probably a better name, because like the old name Epinamel, it just makes it sound like it's bloody a pen that diabetics use. Or enamel, like, you know, enamel's just a dirty word in the automotive game. So anyway, they've changed it. It is an epoxy. It is the best stuff. Contains aluminium flake. That's the shit. So that's your anti-corrosive right there. So that there, you know, a 5-litre kit of that is reasonably priced, and it's taken, I think there's a little bit left, so probably 4.5 litres to epoxy this inside and out. And I used my Mega gun. Well, it's only a star gun, but it has a 2.5mm tip, which is, in automotive spraying, that's the monster that you put on spray putty and that. So I blew that stuff on and got it on everything basically. So it's all sealed up. You know, like you could even leave this out in the weather now and you're not going to have any problems with it. But having said that, I'm not going to stand on anything because I don't need to. I've got my wand here. that in the middle there, we still have to sand. I just want it to get the all the stuff that was sandblasted, wanted to get it all in epoxy. So that's important because that will start rusting. Especially today, it's been a few sprinkles of rain and a little bit damp. So that's where we're at there. So I managed to get in like everything, basically. Yeah, even in under there and even in all around there, like there's some panels up there, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, where Andrew can tackle this rust, a spot there. So this here is a bit of a, you know, I'll just apologise to Ernie now. Like, if you put that bog on there, Ernie, I'm sorry, mate, but I just like going over epoxy, and yeah, I've ground out all your good work. So anyway, you know, this could be old Grego being a bit anal, but sometimes you got to be. The flare, the over fender, which has still got to be ground back yet. That is a little bit too thin to sandblast. If something's thin or flat, you don't want to be sandblasting it. So that's going to sit over the top of this. So you don't even see all this, but I still preferred it to be epoxied. So then we can refill it, and this here we'll use something decent, like more of like a fiberglass filler, and that will be okie dokie. So yeah, you can even see in there, yeah, whatever was hit by the sandblaster we've epoxied, so all that across there, and even the steel rails and all in there underneath the bloody seat stuff. And admittedly I did, I know this is going to get more work, it's not finished, you know, these screws can come out, for instance. But I had the disc out, so I actually ground down the top of the welds, the worst of it, like the really heavy stuff that was sticking up really high. Yeah, did all that. So just, you know, I think all the inside's going in like Raptor liner anyway, so like whatever you think, oh, that looks a bit, well, it ain't gonna matter because it's all covered. So like the blaster actually, yeah, got all the inside of the roof there, so I thought, oh, I better get all that sealed up, and you know, inside of the door and underneath. And so yeah, so what we ended up doing is just using some of this metal mend filler that the owner provided me with. So this ring on here was just sort of like roughly welded in, like spot welded, so it wasn't seam welded all the way around. So what I did when we had clean metal from the blasting, I put some of that metal mend in, just over the worst of it. So I wanted to actually fill all the gaps. Oh, I had to do some panel beating here, and also I had to get the little mini gas torch out and do some shrinking. There was some oil canning going on. You know what that is? Yeah, yep. So you just go boop boop, and it doesn't like boop boop, doesn't stay in one place. So so we took care of that. So I did some heat shrinking. So that's it. Just put a bit of heat on the panel and then quench it with a damp rag, and it just tightens the metal up. It's like your sphincter when you're taking a learner driver for the first time, and they come at around about at 50k an hour, and you go whoa up, and then your sphincter just closes. Like, well, that's what happens to the metal. And so yeah, so we've definitely got more body work to do there, but it's done sort of 80% of it, and it's really tough stuff. I actually got the grinder out to smooth it over, and yeah, it's really strong. So that will actually be a good base. then for our final smooth over with normal filler. So yeah, so we actually ran out of, what do we use? We ran out of 36s. Oh, okay, it's too soon. It's too soon. We don't talk about it. Someone forgot to get 36 discs, so we're going to have to get some. What?
It's like 4 of them.
Oh, we got some. Silly Grego. Grego's not switched on all the time. So we've got more discs, so we could have actually finished sanding it, but I thought, no, you've got to get this stuff sealed up, especially on a semi-damp day outside, and we have done mission accomplished. Yeah, we've talked about this, Andrew. My babies. So, yeah, so I'm just going to throw it up there, ready for tomorrow, possibly. So, this is the story. I thought this wasn't going to be happening until like Wednesday, next week. And then he gets, the sandblaster, Dave, bloody good bloke. He's like, just bring her in Monday morning, I'll take care of that. So I got it in Monday, and then I knew he was going to do it in stages. And then I get a message last night saying, because I'm putting the pressure on him. I've got 3 cars that need blasting. So yeah, so this is what happens. He sends me a message. He goes, when you come and pick that one up, do you want to drop another one off? And I'm like, yes. So we've dropped Chili off there, and that's. I just go on these tangents, and then I lose my train of thought. I need a holiday. So then, no, not like I'm going. I'm just going up the coast and just have one night away or something. No, I need a holiday. So, where was I again? Then, yeah. So we just picked one up, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then I said to Andrew, let's go and we've got this on the trailer. Let's go and get a coffee. And then we're looking at the horizon over Toowoomba. Yeah. And it looked a bit like that. Rain was coming, and I'm like, it could take bloody 15 minutes to get a coffee in town. Let's just bloody get this thing in the booth, away from any moisture, because you start getting a few spots of rain on it, and then you've got a bit of surface rust starting. And although this epoxy is fantastic, it's you still don't want to be painting over surface rust. So the moral of the story is we got that done. We got the other one dropped off, Chili, and and there's way more work in that one. So this one's actually, we're going to be able to, we've got to wait a couple of days, 3 days for this to cure, the epoxy, and then we can fill over it, and then we can sand it, and then we can paint it. So but Chili, that'll be epoxied. We'll probably be picking up that tomorrow. And anyway, this video is not about the other car, it's about this car. All right, so Grego's signing out. Andrew's got some Willerus K on. If you like atmospheric electronic music, no singing, but it's just vibing music. Willerus K, hey Andrew, it's good stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff. So righto. I'm signing out for now. That's the update on Project Eclectic, which Andrew really struggles saying. It's like my mum's half Dutch. No, she's Dutch, but speaks English, and she's like has trouble saying Hawaiian. So Andrew's like that with Eclectic. But anyway, he'll get over it, and I will move on. So good night and goodbye.